What up, everyone? Shark here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a 1v1 for you today. We're out of a couple of hot fixes and trying to find a game that wasn't just kind of the stale old meta. So, as always, we're going to turn to DexN to clear that up for us. DexN versus ToniMontana. This one is a fun one. Casting with me is DebaKLe. Lots of good discussion. Hope you all enjoy. All right, so starting on the... Relic, please just align the maps to the default view. The east side, the top of the map in blue, is DAK, is Mighty Dexy. He's channeling his inner Dexter Lawrence, and for any of you from America who get that, it's almost football season. ToniMontana here in red playing USF, and I love this. We're gonna see SSF right off the rip with a Weasel. DebaKLe, we were talking kind of offline about how hard it was to find a replay that didn't look like it might be boring, and I almost didn't pick this one because I saw DexN going for Bursley, but I thought DexN's games are never boring. What is your kind of thought on the current state of play and the state of the meta?
I was surprised you went for Tony as well. I think he has been branching out, diversifying, so his games have been getting much more interesting to watch. I think now that casualty clearing is working again, USF should return to the 1v1 powerhouse, just being able to purely overpower Axis factions on manpower alone. But look, this is interesting. Tony's gone SSF, which is traditionally pretty good anti-DAK build. You've got the SSF. You can always pivot to the weapon support center, get your Zooks out, and then you have a delicious call-in to rain down hellfire.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, he's at least playing it the like smart high elo way where he went barracks first. So he's not going to do something that like a brain dead person like I would do, where I just go weapon support center and stall for 4 command points to get the SSF out as my main line. Which works at like the mid elo levels, but against someone like DexN, he's just going to run the map on you. Look at that, the CoH3 just barely skating away there from the Weasel.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to sort of how much infantry they make. We've got DexN locking in Bursa, so that rifle, that barracks is going to be really good at sort of keeping tempo with that. It's just up to whether he calls in a second Bursa now. So do you think we're going to see only Bursa, or are we going to branch out to some assault grounds?
I would hope for some assault grounds. Because the Bursley, right, their big advantage is their speed early, and they in theory don't scale as well, especially if you know SSF is coming, right? Like if you know you're going to see commandos, which he knows because he's seen the Weasel, then I wouldn't over-invest into the Bursley area. You know, a mix, maybe some Panzer Grenadiers, but you still got to get them early, otherwise they're not going to scale appropriately. Assault Grenadiers have been really, I feel like, have been strong in this patch, so maybe we will see those.
Yeah, I think if you see the DAK player going for Bursa, it's wise to rush that early vehicle. And I've seen Tony use the M16 quad quite a bit, or even just a regular half track. So DAK lacking that Faust can really hurt them in that mid game. And we've got Tony taking grenades for the bike, which I think is maybe, I don't know, I think he'd get more benefit out of rushing. Ooh. Yeah,
the Panzer Pioneer, that was a really good engagement for Tony across the board, even with the CoH3 and with its Vet 1 ability. Almost picks up a scout quad, but not quite, and then a Panzer Pioneer going down. And you know, with DAK, every unit lost early feels like, you know, an easy lose. Yeah.
Well, that's 25% of his sort of map control, his fighting power. Just to finish off what I was saying before, I think it's really hard to Faust the Kettenkrad. CoH3,
yeah.
So I almost feel like an early, he would get more benefit out of a tent or that early motor pool. But yeah, let's see how he can catch out the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, DexN's micro is good enough that he's not going to give you an easy, like, look at him managing the engagement range on this CoH3. He's not going to let you just run up and nuke it with the sticky bomb.
Yeah, no way.
And ToniMontana is gone, mechanized sports center. He can always build the captain for the flanking maneuver, but maybe we are going to see the quad mount with the heavy barrels. That would be nice. Be a nice counter to this DAK build for sure.
Yeah, because that outranges the flak feeling, as I understand. So you get that extra 5 range, I think it is.
Yeah.
So
I like this.
Just enough.
Look at DexN taking advantage of the shared veterans. He's trying to vet up his med truck.
It's working, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already got 100 XP on it. I did a bit of a cheesy thing in cheat mod, but you can actually with the with the full damage friendly fire, you can hit it with an AT gun and repair it up.
Oh,
and
no.
Get it to vet 1 within a couple of minutes, but you run the risk of accidentally destroying your.
Yeah, well done to DexN doing it the right way by just having it on the front line. Actually, I really like his map control here because it feels like, I'm sure for Tony, it feels like he's doing just fine because he has this center fuel, which he captured with the Weasel, so it's at +11, which is nice. But DexN's taken the South Beach here, and so he's actually doing just fine on fuel income. And so this is one of those things, Twin Beaches, I know they toned it down by changing the fuels to +8s instead of +10s, but it can be hard to kind of read the actual state of play, for tech timings and fuel because of how much fuel there is on the map. So
yeah, it's a sneaky way to get that triple cap. And if your opponent's maybe a little bit more concentrated, it's going to take him some time. And Tony finally does get some units over there. He also popped down his repair on the 10 muni. So it's going to come in handy for the Weasel.
It's an interesting spot for it. Wow, yeah, the Burstillary. Look at all the penetrations at range on the Weasel. Vet 2 Weasel, you're gonna want to keep it alive, but good thing he's got the repair center there.
Yeah, that +50% capture speed is really nice, but I think Tony's definitely got to worry about this phase is where I think the most mines are going to be planted down. But in saying that, he has no Panzer. Oh, he rebuilt the Panzerpire.
So he had built a second one. So when he lost the one, it was one of 2. But that's one less mine producing vehicle. Oh, the Panzerjägers have found the half track already, and Tony lost a rifle squad to the Burses.
So we're about even now for squad swiped, right?
Yeah, but if you look at the composition now, it's shifted drastically into DexN's favor. DexN's got to be careful with this Krautschützen. I found it to be pretty much a rule. If you lose your Krautschützen at any point before like the 30-minute mark, you lose his DAK. Now, granted, that's normally when you're playing with another scout squad gunned down. By playing with Burstillary, he gets away from that because he's not reliant on the combined arms bonus. But when you play with Panzer Grenadiers, when you play with Panzer Piles, Assault Friends, having that Krautschützen around for the combined arms bonus ends up being huge. And then go ahead.
I was just going to say, what do you think about the engineer? Do you think that's the right unit for Tony to be bringing out? We see the sweeper teched immediately.
I mean, you know it's Burstillary, so it's not Panzerjäger Command. Yeah, at this point, I'd be more worried about map control than... yeah, I would... Wow, he's just one rifle. How far is he? He's unlocked commandos. He might... I think you can repair just fine. Oh no. Oh no. Get back. He's got the heavy barrels on the way, but it's not there yet. I feel like I would stall for SSF if it was me.
He's going to have to play around this M16 and really make it work. If he loses it, it feels like it's going to be game over for Tony. That heavy barrels also gives you 25 additional rounds per burst, so I think that's really going to come in handy for the M16.
Yeah, but DexN is countering this really, really nicely by keeping the med truck up there. So these Panzerjägers can kind of creep up, take a shot, and back off. And because the quad mount's not going to burn down the squad that fast, especially with them healing constantly, it's just going to have me this back and forth. And looks like DexN's just kind of got his foot on Tony's neck here.
Yeah, losing that second scout really hurt Tony because you sort of want something with that extra vision range to really help those heavy barrels work. And now he might even lose that engineer.
Yeah,
it's really
he
risky
is.
Play.
The DPS on the bursts, it was a nice idea to push like that. Now, DexN feeling very comfortable spreading out quite a bit here. Can the Vet 2 Weasel beat a half-size Burstillary squad? Oh, that grenade. That's a really nice grenade.
Not going to get the damage off, and the scouts come in to rescue. We still got the Braider, though. Oh my god. Fine margins here.
Yeah. And then DexN just saying, You know, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Because I'm on Tony's side, I don't think I get that chat. But yeah, that was. But you got to acknowledge it somehow. We put it all on the line.
Yeah, no, that was like a fresh off the boat Bristolieri squad. So, it's just kind of a missed opportunity for some additional map control, which DexN is doing just fine. First commandos are here now. Because he's gone mechanized support center, we're not going to see any of the survivability or logistics buffs. So Tony can't just throw these commandos into the breach.
Oh. Hero Weasel finally does go down, but it opens up a little bit of play for the M16 on the other side.
Man, these Bristolieri supported by the med truck in green cover are doing a great job just bleeding Tony's infantry.
Yeah, I was I don't know, Tony just not been able to get back on top of the manpower game. Oh, yeah.
The med truck ambush, look at that.
SSF, like you were calling. He must have seen that ammo at some point, because that's a perfect flank.
Yeah. And now the quad mount, yeah, DexN is going to retreat. Now, he's not taken too many losses from this quad mount, but Tony's finally got the boot off his neck here.
Yeah.
But DexN is, oh my god, he's floating 200 fuel. This
that's pretty standard DexN play.
Just at 11-minute mark, 200 fuel. He's building another med truck. He is as unbothered as one could be. Here's the other, so that weasel that had been capping up the beach, right? Every time it capped, it basically added +3. So Tony was getting more resources than we thought. But now with the weasel knocked out, I don't think Tony's going to have any sneaky fuel income for a while. So potentially,
there's just going to be a bit of a pause for DexN until he can bring the ambulance back on and sort of maintain the push like he was.
Oh,
in that time, I think, Tony's really recapturing the other beach on the north side.
Yeah. Oh, SSF. Find the crowd. Oh, we can't kill the crowd Schützen. A second squad of SSF out here. A third squad of Bristolieri out for DexN. So no need for diversity. He's just going to lean into the fancy Italians.
Yeah. So I don't think.
Oh, that ambush with the Panzerjägers.
Gets off the White Foss.
Yeah.
Just sneaks around the wall.
Rifle squad may go down. It will go down. But the quad mount saved by SSF and nice work around a sight blocker.
Yeah, just a little bit too much going on for Tony there. But does manage to sneak away with his M16.
DexN's unlocked Caros.
Oh, God.
I was wondering. No, it looks like he's going for tier 4 anyway. That'd be really funny if we just he's like, I can afford 12 Caros right now.
Tony did pop down the weapon support center. Obviously, I had it for the M16, but hasn't unlocked the bazooka upgrade yet. So I think he might go for his second SSF and then that upgrade.
Yeah, I think it's almost a requirement. If you're going to lean on the SSF to do any sort of anti-vehicle, oh my gosh, look at the DPS from the Bristolieri plus the Krautschützen and now the half-track. Oh, the M16. Oh, nice. It just chews through that 250.
Yeah, at Vet 2, it gets that extra accuracy plus the burst length. It's just unapproachable, I think, by any 250.
The problem that Tony's running into, though, is he's kind of like managing these engagements okay with the commandos and the quad mount, but the commandos are bleeding and they're not vetted up. So they will drop models consistently. And yeah, it's going to be too expensive for him to maintain this. He's got a third squad out here.
He's gone all in on SSF, but this is a lot of infantry to maintain without logistics.
Yeah. And normally when you see people use SSF as a mainline, they've invested heavily early into the weapon support center. So they've got a couple of machine guns on the field to like manage the Bristolieri spam. Now you got bursts that can just kind of run around, and it's 6-man squad. They can absorb several seconds of LMG fire from the SSF before they really need to worry about moving.
I wonder if Tony was hoping to drop some weapons from the Weasel, because that's something I love to do. Drop some mortars and MGs with a rifle start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice little ability from it to kind of round out your army without having to build. But he hasn't had, at least not recently, hasn't had the munitions for it.
Yeah, and I'm using a lot of abilities, using the button vehicle on the M16. It all adds up.
DexN going for a second squad of Panzerjägers, which makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Did he lose another med truck? Or did he just cancel it? Because he's using his half track in base to heal, and I know at one point he was building a med truck, but he must have just turned it off.
I can have a quick look at the units lost. No, yeah, must have cancelled it. He's only lost one. I mean, you got that 250. It is annoying, but the healing is valuable. And at vet 1, you can just pop a unit inside.
Oh. Prod shoots in buttoned by the quad mount and still faster. And it drives away.
Just lost that line of sight there, yeah.
This could be it. So the Berserker pushing. Tony, he's got his quad mount. He's trying to kind of chip away at them. Now the double Panzerjäger coming up. M16 sees it, but wow, that is a big volley. Can it dodge in time? Oh, the commando is in a good spot with the bazookas to force away the 250. One commando squad could go down to the Bursa Breda blob there. Looks like they're going to get away. Wow.
And that push let the M16 go to vet 3, so that's an extra 33% damage and I think 80 health. So it's going to be super mean now.
Yeah, I liked the setup from DexN there, but the reaction from Tony I thought was really good. I was expecting DexN to throw a Panzerjäger into one of those 250s and just have it dive the quad mount, but the SSF with the Zooks were there to counter that either way.
Behind all of that, Dexy actually teched the tech
Armored
for
Reserve.
Tiger.
Yeah.
So we might see some Tiger gaming this match.
Yeah, he's feeling pretty comfortable, I think. You know, the VPs are more or less even, KD's more or less even, but I think DexN's reading this one out and he knows, he's like, I've got Tony on the back foot.
Yeah. Now Whizbang sending
surprise Whizbang.
Entire army home.
This will be good. I have never been able to make the Whizbang work in a 1v1. So maybe Tony can show us how it's done here.
I think it's so easy to just retreat from the barrage that it's really hard to get it to vet up.
Yeah.
Because I think the power with the call-ins to convert it into that Sherman. But if you just don't get the vet on it, it's kind of, you're just liable to the dive.
Yeah. Oh, Crouch just needs to be careful. Wow, the quad doing a ton of work. Oh, but there are the Panzerjägers on the flank. No, stop shooting, stop shooting. Oh, the Whizbang drives up using its coax to force the Panzerjägers away. Okay, that's, you know what, that's smart. I can appreciate that. He's still trying to kill that pesky Krodschützen. Is he going to go for a base barrage here? What is this?
I think still on cooldown, but there's nothing like, he must know that there's only Panzerjägers there. There's nothing else to challenge it, so it can go bully those Bursa.
Look at that. Just by driving a Whizbang forward, he has flipped map control.
It's a inspiration bonus for all the SSF around.
Well, I like this. Using the SSF on hold fire. They're going to hop on the flank here. He might be trying to sneak them up. But wow, the Versailles blob is just nasty. It's just so much DPS. Oh. You know,
not so nasty anymore.
Yeah. We forced them away, but it also it's like an area denial tool. Oh man, Tony's leaning right into it with the second one.
Yeah, I think once you commit to that like waiting 5 CPs, you just go all out because he's got the Sherman ability now on one of them. But I think it is wise to keep them as a indirect until there's an armored threat that they need to pop the Sherman for.
Yeah, well, it's about to be a Tiger, and the Sherman ability is not really going to help them.
Yeah, I found the only thing you can do then is maybe put down tier 4, get the 76 upgrade.
Yeah, at least they can get it. I mean, he went mechanized sports center anyway. Yeah, hold on. Oh, there we go. It's kind of a nice... Some of the rockets taking the high arc for some reason, but gets a couple of decent hits in.
And just shutting down the Berser play with those whiz bangs, pushing him right close to base, but this is going to be a perfect Tiger Hunter ground shortly if...
oh, and we get the jettison launcher. Wow.
Must have saved a couple of rockets to pop that launcher off.
Yeah, the M16 back for repairs. It hit a mine on the flank because DexN's been laying mines everywhere. He's got 400 munitions, so nothing else to spend them on. Especially, he went packed of steel, so he doesn't have access to the artillery cover.
DexN's also quite vulnerable to the demo charges, and Tony's got a bit of munitions now, so we might see some sneaky demos going down.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, yeah, we've got one right in the center now. DexN trying to bait. Oh, sorry, Tony trying to bait into the demo.
Oh, I don't see it. So, oh, there we go. Zooks smoked the 250.
So it's right next to the truck in the middle of the road.
Okay. But yeah, because I have DexN selected. That's probably why I can't see where it's at.
Maybe with the all. You should have reveal all though. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it is. Oh, M16, don't die now.
Yeah.
I love this. The whiz bang is just like, yeah, I am a. Oh, there we go. It hits Vet 1, converts to the Sherman. It'd be really cool if the jettison launcher could like crush infantry, but. You know,
just like the Tiger S mines, just roll right up. But receiving damage with the Sherman is another good way to get it to vet up. If you're right on the edge of before Vet 1, it's a good way to just get that and then get the Sherman upgrade.
Yeah, to your point earlier, optimized gameplay, right? Like. Just like a full understanding of the game mechanics, and like I need to get it to Vet 1, so I'm gonna drive forward, let it be tanky, use the coax for damage. You see Tony investing into improvised armor. He also has done the improved rockets. Maybe at some point we'll see salvage or the advanced repairs. He's been rotating so many vehicles back for repairs. I wouldn't be shocked if he went for that repair aura upgrade.
Yeah, you just got in the improvised armor. Is that what you took note of? Yeah. So we might see it. Sherman
finds a mine and is immediately running back. DexN, there it is. I was gonna say he's got the manpower for the Tiger finally, so it hits the field. All right. Tiger's like, why am I been called in to support an Italian infantry division? This makes no sense.
They need the help. But yeah, it seems Tony likes the mechanized minesweeping. Most of his vehicles are just going right over those mines. And the Vet 3 bike with perma binoculars. Oh, we might see a big boom in the middle here.
Where?
Tony just biding his time.
Oh.
Gotta hold fire on that M16.
Is that the Recce Loiter or marked target? That's marked target.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to really take advantage of it. Sherman's out of action right now being repaired. And the SSF have been forced off the field. Oh, and Tony invested in a captain, but right now it's just bleeding down to the Vet 3 Bursas.
But Vet 1 does have its own marked target, so you can actually double those up, and I think could just run down that Tiger. Because that's like so much more penetration and damage
Yeah.
if he pops them both.
The upside to using the mark target ability from the Special Ops Battlegroup is it comes with that recce plane. So he's got pretty good sight of this tiger. Like he knows exactly where it's at, which is really helpful because it's not like King Tiger slow, but it's slow enough that you can maneuver around it with stuff like with the Shermans. All right, third whiz bang on the field. These engineers are done. Oh, somehow the tiger whiffs the shot. They were so clumped up. I was just waiting for the one shot.
That would have been the third squad, right?
Yeah.
Engineers not having a good time this game.
Yeah. And this is the, if you look at the veterancy across the top, this is the issue with SSF, is they show up so late. You know, we're 25 minutes in, and you got two at vet 2, one at vet 1. All the DAK infantry are basically fully vetted up at this point, minus the Bersaglieri that came in late. And that does make a difference in some of these late game engagements. If you can't balance it with like the survivability training.
That's definitely the other aspect of logistics to me is the casualty reinforcements give you veterancy as well. So it can be a good little way to get those elites just over the line.
Mm-hmm. So you called it out. And it looks like the captain's moving up with the Shermans to potentially double up.
He might be able to pop this demo in the middle on the Tiger, but it's just offline.
Oh, I see it now. Oh yeah, it's too far away. Yeah, I think he is trying to bait it. He's trying to like back it into it. The Sherman play good here, just kind of counter harassing. Wow, and Tony's actually up on VPs, which I didn't realize because DexN had the triple cap on there for a minute. Oh yeah, and DexN, because he went Flammenwerfer on his Panzer Pioneers, he doesn't have any Minesweepers. So the first indication that there's a demo there in the middle of that road will be when his Tiger blows up.
I feel like he has a bit of an idea because he did see some SSF hanging around there. So it seems DexN's been avoidant of the demo. But yeah, just a couple of times moved his blob close, but then it just spread out at the right time.
Mm-hmm. He's at the level where you'd expect, like you'd understand if a player noticed that and adjusted their play even without a Minesweeper. I think if he was like sure, he probably would have done some attack ground around it, which he hasn't. Oh, that M16 needs to get away. Like, I'm actually kind of like it's a CoH3ism that a half track can eat a Tiger round and be like, yeah, you know what, it's fine. Oh, on the flank.
Tiger buttoned. Yeah, this is dangerous for DexN.
And he's got SSF moving in on the flank. They could pop those bazookas. One Sherman, oh, it hits the white phosphorus shot. He's going to try to back up before the Tiger can finish it off. Panzerjägers get run down.
Trying to go for that second mark target with the captain.
He's got it.
Gets it off.
Now the Zooks come in. Oh boy.
Yeah, just that double mark is so strong. He could even finish this off with a whiz bang.
Yeah, he's getting good hits with the Sherman. He just needs one more shot here. Oh, but the base machine guns are going to force the SSF away, and the Tiger is going to escape. Yeah, what if he brings in that? Oh, he's got two more whiz-bangs on the field.
He's bringing it up. He's coming for the base barrage.
Oh, can we see it? Yeah.
Oh, these repairing squads, that's so lucky. A little bit further back than they needed.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe.
No.
It just whiffed all those shots. Oh my gosh. That's so unfortunate. He's just going to bring another one up here and say, all right, maybe I'll try again. Oh man, that was such a good thought. It just didn't work.
But yeah, you really see the strength of call-ins for Tony. Just without having to build tier 4, but getting access to all these Shermans. Direct shot now. He's got to look at the thing before he tries. Got to get the ambo at least.
Oh wow, it hits vet 1. Oh, it's dead. I don't think
the play. Oh, captain goes down as well. That's devastating.
Oh, and then the SSF who are in ambush are going to be forced back as well.
I think the play there, if you have enough micro, is to quickly pop the Sherman vet one, then get its like pop the launcher, and then smoke out as quick as you can, and then they at least have to attack ground, giving you an extra like couple of seconds to get out of there.
Yeah. Oh man, this SSF squad looks like they're gonna get gun. Can the crotch just to finish them? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. That beast crowd.
The M16 finally kills the crotch jutsu, but right after the 30-minute mark, so not the death knell that I promised.
Those heavy barrels, that affects the coaxials on the Shamans as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a pretty strong upgrade for this build.
Oh man, but Tony, the Tiger's back at full health and is at vet 2. Another recon mark target. Now a Panzer IV assault group here to support.
I think as you saw with that last push, it really requires that captain mark to do the damage and to get it low. I think it almost would have been worth diving on the Tiger there.
Yeah, I think the problem was because he only had the one tank up there, and the SSF were gonna run into the base machine guns and just get suppressed. I probably still would have gone for it, just because like if you let the Tiger get back up to full health. Maybe he thought he could get it with the whiz bang, and that's why he let it go.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tony use the smoke from the Shermans a lot, but you could at least get one base MG smoked off to make that push or try.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
The base buildings themselves, I think the MGs can't shoot through them, so he just hides them around there. I don't know, like obviously hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
we can sit here in the replay and say what you could have done, but Tony doing pretty well otherwise. This Flamer Pyro looking pretty low.
That's done. But now with the Panzer IV helper for the Tiger, SSF bullying some assault grenadiers, and the whiz bang on the assault grenadier retreat path. Is he just trying to rush to vet 1? Oh my god, look at the scatter. It's terrible. All of that for a single model.
Yeah, he's just trying to whittle down all of his infantry, so he's got nothing left but the vehicles. But DexN now pushing on that repair point.
Oh, and they got pinned by the terrain. That's a dead Sherman.
Yeah.
Yep. About to be a dead quad.
Off, but not working. Machine guns finish it off.
Yep. The Tiger and the P4 phasing through each other. Now rear hits onto the Sherman. That's going to be the game right there.
Yeah.
He smokes onto the Tiger. Tiger's like, yeah, okay, whatever, don't care.
It feels like the Tiger and the Sherman have the same fire rate, you know that.
At vet 3. The target's marked, but these SSF are clumped up. The S-mines.
S-mines go out. Yeah.
That's
it's just mayhem. Absolute mayhem.
Oh, Commando's gunned down.
I think, yeah, this is GG for Tony, but
yeah, Mighty Dexy flexing a little bit there at the end. Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. Nice little climactic finish there. I know we were saying this off camera. Really wish we had gotten to see that ToniMontana demo go off. I really wonder, to your point, if DexN either saw it or suspected it, because even towards the end, he was doing a decent job of like splitting his units up as they passed through that choke point. But that would have been really cool. I don't know. He had a ton of fuel at the end there, but do you think, early on, he backs the Tiger up over that demo, gets knocked out? Do you think he just rage quits at that point, or do you think he would have stayed in it?
Hard to say. I think DexN probably could have fought. He still had all 3 bursts alive. I don't think that would have been the death knell. I think Tony had all the tools to win there. Just on DexN's counterattack, he wasn't paying enough attention to like his captain and some smaller units, and was just losing them. And then without that double mark, the Tiger was just too powerful.
Yeah, especially for the converted Germans, right? I think you made a really good point. You need the double mark target, which Tony definitely stacked up. And then, it's really rough because he was so behind on fuel because he kept pumping the whiz bangs out that he ended up never going for tier 4, which like the whiz bangs, like they have some utility, but as an artillery piece, it's mixed against a good opponent, right? He's going to end up dodging or just retreating away from the barrage. And then now you're hamstrung because you have to try to get them to vet 1. And so Tony's doing everything he can, right? Getting him to take some damage, using the machine gun. He's got heavy barrels on him. But if you go tier 4, you get 76 mils out. Not only do you do better against the Tiger and the P4, but it's just too much fuel. I feel like DexN just had too much fuel control.
Yeah, I think in the end, like Tony was like throwing away the whiz bangs just to try and get them to that 1, and that it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah.
I think for Tony to really clinch that, maybe better use of demos, because there was only that 1 in the center. I think if you just put some obvious ones and cap points, and then when you get the alert off in your TAK map and just pop it, hope for the best, you're likely to wipe a squad, because the micro's at such a level that players should just be, not placing their units on the capture point so they avoid a demo. Get the double mark off, get the Tiger and get the manpower drain down so DexN struggles to call in that second Tiger. But he just got stuck in the phase of trying to get more Shermans. I just need more units to take down this Tiger. But I think if he just played a little bit differently with the units he had, we would have seen a completely different game.
Yeah, and I think that's the temptation of the multi-role units, right? Commandos and then the Shermans is like, okay, well, they can handle the bursts and they can kind of handle the Tiger or whatever. It's one of those things where having tier 4 and getting a couple of Hellcats that can actually threaten and do damage to the Tiger from the front, and having a bulldozer that has a little bit more health, a little more armor, and can just chew through the Battlegroup, maybe that's a better answer in the long run. I think what really decided this match, though, and I flipped over to the efficiency stats, DexN had 930 fuel gain to ToniMontana's 617.
Yeah.
And that's like 300 fuel, like that's a Tiger and a P4 in difference, right? And so that's really like, that is kind of what decided this game there. We mentioned it previously that like it felt like DexN was very comfortable in the mid game, which is why you didn't see a flak for Ling, you didn't see any light vehicles. He went straight for the Tiger, and it's normally a little bit of a flex, and he almost rolled himself into trouble. And Tony, if he kills that Tiger on that push there with the Shermans and the marked target, we're talking about this game totally differently. But yeah, for everyone else out there, like that's the Tiger trap, is if you're not even with a 300 fuel over the game advantage, DexN still almost played himself by reaching for that Tiger, and really
especially if he managed to get it down after the Panzer IV got called in, because that's another 6 minutes at least. And that's a lot of bleed time, which I think the whizbangs would have done well to just keep up that bleed, so DexN can't try and hold and replace that Tiger. I think it was in the times he was saving, that's when we saw Tony really able to control the VPs. Just looking at the points held graph as well, Tony was never really able to have a commanding lead over map control. It was always DexN that was well far ahead, and then Tony was just sort of able to equalize. So I think struggling to convert his build into map control. Yeah,
but this is a great graph, because you can see exactly where, like the 17-minute mark, DexN's like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Tiger, and his map control just suffers for the next 8 minutes until it finally flips again.
Well, he's trying to save manpower.
All right, last thing, I'm gonna complain about Battlegroup. I am on record as saying Battlegroup are boring, and I get really upset when I play against someone who plays DAK and I just see Battlegroup immediately. I'm like, oh, this again. Do you have an opinion on Battlegroup? 2, are you willing to share it with the world here?
I kind of acknowledge how broken they can be in a big blob. When I play them, I usually get 1 at the start just for capping, and I don't usually get more than 1 Battlegroup, and I might replace it. But it is incredibly frustrating to play against, especially because it's so fast. They can get such like quick flanks off. I heard Demay said that I think to fix some of these units, they just need to be buildable out of your tier 0 building instead of like instant call-in. And I think that kind of goes a good deal of the way to dealing with what makes these units so annoying. And I think Australians kind of fall in the same category, although I get a bit annoyed about like how much penetration they have on both like DAK and trying to use the 221 around them. But yeah, I feel like they're in the same, they occupy the same space in the game at the moment. But they just can like mono build. You just build them and then they can take over, and then they're relevant all game, and they're incredibly like, yeah, just a headache.
My issue with them is the way, and maybe it's a little hypocritical of me, but I feel like their style doesn't match their weapon DPS curve. Right? So now you have this at the end of the game when you get the Bredas, because the Breda functions like, you know, a standard LMG as opposed to a bar, you get this unit that can move across the map while sprinting, and it does fantastic damage at range. And like I would prefer, because of the sprint, because of the utility they have in the grenade, I would just prefer the Breda get shifted to something more like a BAR, where it's like a short to medium range DPS buff, so that you're not just seeing, because there's not, apart from like Tommy sections with Brens and like bad team games, you don't see other units just moved across the map. Like this feels like CoH3 LMG Grenadiers, right? Like you're just, oh look, there's 3 burst squads, and they, with the Bredas and at range, they do such good damage right off the rip that like half the time you're like, well, I just have to retreat from this. But against vehicles, with 6 models against everything but like tanks, you're not going to wipe the squad. Even if you get a couple of good hits with like a bulldozer, they're just going to retreat and get away from you because they don't have to get in close. And so that's why I think they just feel annoying. For me, they feel annoying to play against because their role doesn't match kind of their utility. But yeah, I also don't play with it. When I play DAK, I don't play bursts because I'm like, oh, boring. But yeah, it's just
I mean, I don't usually go for the 6-man or the Breda. I usually get the fast cap and like only 1 burster, so it's hard for me to sort of give an opinion on that. I think when I'm playing against them, I just treat them like rangers. You know, I kind of see them as having the same potency, especially with that grenade. It's quite strong.
It is, yeah.
I want to get like some suppression tools, some mines down, and then either like I don't know, if I maybe rangers of my own or Gurkha or something to just try and like make them cost for when they want to charge in.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart. Actually, I really like, that's the other reason I whine about them is the battle group is really good without them. Right? Like there are so many cool options, like the game that you played in the other day that we casted, the assault grens with all of the buffs that come from the infantry by not selecting upgrades for the Battlegroup. The strafing run hits like a truck because it does additional damage to vehicles. The artillery cover, which I think is one of the more balanced artillery abilities in the game, just because you have to maintain sight. Like it's a good battle group without the Battlegroup. So yeah,
I think playing it like that, like the assault grens and the assault disembark, makes you kind of group up and concentrate, because if you have any units isolated, they're just going to get like run down by the assault grenadiers. But then you combine that, so you force them into maybe like a team weapon style or a blobby style, and then you bring in the artillery cover, and it just punishes that concentration as well. I really like playing the battle group like that. I don't really like to use Battlegroup too much, but again, I don't play a lot of 1v1s.
Yeah. Well, anything else from this game? I thought this was a good one.
Yeah, I think it was either players. Tough for Tony, like going that mechanized support center, lost a lot of units early. It would have been different if it goes logistics, but then the M16 loses its potency. I think the other counterpoint I was going to say to a point you made a little while ago was just go for Hellcats and 105s, but I think like having 3 or 4 76mm Shermans with their heavy barrels, that they're going to be pretty strong as well. They're just going to blap infantry from range.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good point. The only thing that Tony, he didn't tech the advanced repairs. And it started to hurt him at the end. At one point, he had both Shermans and the M16 on the repair point. And when it's not the aura repair, now you're like waiting for the engineers. So the increased repair rate plus the aura, I think that would have been really helpful for him in maintaining the field presence late game. Yeah, that's
I definitely felt like the third SSF could have been 2 Zook squads, and it probably would have fulfilled the same role that Tony was using them in.
Yeah, that's a tough one to balance because a burstillary blob catches a Zook squad, it's just gone.
Yeah.
At least the SSF are hardier, but yeah, without ISC, without survival training, you're kind of like infantry are a big risk.
Yeah, you can't. You just got to insta retreat against the blob. Like you can't afford to lose models.
Yeah. Well, this is a good game. I'm glad we found this one. This took a minute this morning. Thank you for Cass. This is a lot of fun. We got to find more games like this in the future as people just some stuff that's a little bit more interesting, a little more back and forth than the straight meta. So thank you, DebaKLe. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, and I look forward to doing some more with you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here, and we'll see y'all in the next one.